Welcome back. We are live at the Hive with doubleheader quarterfinal action. Congratulations once again to SAR, winners of our junior varsity battle by the score of 6-1. They will now take on DRS for the right to advance to the 2014-2015 JV Hockey Championship on March 8th in Lawrence Middle School. Thank you once again to Henry Kolb for joining me for the JV broadcast. Joining me soon will be Joey McGillner for the varsity broadcast. Now we turn our attention to the second game of the evening, the varsity quarterfinal contest between the Eastern Conference third seed HANC Hurricanes and the Western Conference second seed SAR Sting. The Sting finished their season with a record of 11-2-1, 2 points ahead of Kushner for the home game spot. HANC earned the number 3 seed in the East with 18 points, compiling a 7-3-2-2 record. For the Hurricanes, if there was one word to describe their season, it would be overtime. The Hurricanes' 2014-2015 season consisted of what must be a record 6 extra sessions, compiling a 2-2-2 record, defeating Rambam and Flatbush, losing to DRS twice, once a 1-0 affair ending on a crazy goal with DRS forward Leo Rubin putting in the game winner out of midair, and 2 ties, one to North Shore to end the season, and one to these SAR Sting. Yes, folks, that's right, this is a rematch game. Just a little over 2 months ago, these two teams met in HANC in a contest that saw HANC jump out midway through the second to a 2-0 advantage, only to see SAR buzz back and tie the game in the third period. In the overtime session, HANC's senior offenseman Josh Wangrovsky, already having provided 2 overtime winners for the Hurricanes this year, found a seam, moved in all alone on the SAR net with under 30 seconds to go, and looked to have a wide open net. But Gil Fortgang, one of the best technical goaltenders in the league, in a moment of sheer resilience, just got a toe in front of the ball to keep the game alive and preserve the tie. In truth, it's probably proper that the game came down to a spectacular goalie play, as the game itself was a phenomenal battle between two goalies who have been at their best in big moments all year. SAR's Fortgang and HANC's Josh Heller. It goes without saying that a goalie is crucial to the success or failure of a team, especially in the playoffs. But expect these two to go toe-to-toe, so to speak, with the contest potentially hanging on who will blink first. For SAR, this season's been one of contribution. To pick out one player who has stood above the rest for this thing would be to split hairs. Take your pick, really. Jacob Unger, Sam Schwalbe, Jesse Schanzer, Daniel Best, Ellie Best, Josh Rosenberg, Ozzy Lavey, Jack Schwalbe. The list goes on and on. That can be extremely comforting for a team, as it means that there is no one player that carries them, and that one key player's off night won't derail the group. Just as an example of the Sting's 63 goals on the season, no one player has more than 14. It makes for a very deep and powerful squad that has given teams fits all season long. SAR has not lost a game since early December, a 5-1 loss to TABC in TABC, the only team that has put a blemish on the Sting's schedule, running off a 5-0-1 record to end the year that includes wins over Kushner, Ramaz, Frisch, and MTA. For HANC, the story has been how Josh Wangrovsky goes, so goes the team. In games where Wangrovsky has scored at least 1 goal, the team has won the game. This includes 2 hat-trick games against division rivals Rambam and Flatbush, with the third goal in each being overtime game winners. He attributes a major source of his success to his line mate Matthew Maslin. Maslin, unavailable for the prior game with the Sting, is suited up and ready to go for HANC tonight. In his stead, HANC saw the step-up of the Berg line, Matthew Rosenberg and Yoni Goldenberg, both juniors who will look to play a role in tonight's proceedings as well. Defensively, Ezra Kushner heads up a unit that has stepped up in front of Geller for most of the season, playing its best hockey toward the end, holding DRS to 1 goal and Hafter to 4, the only team other than TABC, DRS, and Frisch to do so. The winner of this game will move on to play the winner of tomorrow night's game between East number 1 Hafter and West number 4 MTA, who advance to the quarters, defeating Rambam 6-0 in a play-in game. Should Hafter win, the winner of this game will travel to Hafter for the semis. Should MTA win, the winner of this game will host. Stay tuned for more from the Hive, and this MYHSHL varsity quarterfinal contest between SAR and HANC. We'll be back in just a moment.
So, should I do the play-by-play?
Yeah.
Because you obviously know more about both. So,
Geller's goalie. Ready? And second is 88, and probably Amselem. We are back live at the Hive for this varsity quarterfinal contest. Joining me now, doing play-by-play, giving me a break for most of the rest of the night, is Joey McGillner. Congrats on the win, Joey.
Thank you. Hi, Elliot. Thanks for having me tonight.
You're having me tonight. I'm your guest at this point.
Oh, no.
I'm only used to doing an hour at a time. So me going an hour and a half to 3 hours, like this is way beyond what maybe beyond my endurance capacity. I mean, you guys do a great job, and I'm just happy to be here. I think this is a phenomenal thing that you guys do. I wish more would do it. I've trumped this up on the court report, and I think you guys do a fascinating job.
It's very interesting how the SAR technical staff and their PR team has publicized and really just created a great culture of every game should be publicized. It means a lot to the kids. They love it, and for the announcers, they also love it. So I have a question for you on tonight's game.
Shoot.
The third line of HANC, the Rosenberg and Goldenberg line,
the Berg line, yeah.
The Berg line that's had a very good year. Will they see diminished playing time tonight due to the size of the SAR ring?
Oh, I don't think so. I actually think they're going to get extended shifts tonight because their stamina is just incredible. They run. There's no stopping to their running. Even all the way back as far as 8th grade, Yoni Goldenberg has just had a motor that doesn't stop, and Matthew Rosenberg, the two of them have just found a ton of chemistry this year. They may actually be the best checking line for this team. So the truth is, you may see them against SAR's top line very often, much like they were back in December when the two teams played.
Let's see how they will compare to SAR's checking line. So a very good job. Ellie Best has had a very good year in his transition from defense to offense. And Howie Falkenstein floated the idea by him. He said yes, and it's done wonders for the team.
Well, I think that if you look at the record and you look at how well they've done against some of the better teams, you can't question any of the decisions that the Falkensteins have made this season. 11 wins, 2 losses, both of them to TABC. I mean, TABC, above and away, the best team in the league. If that's your only blemish, and one in which they were leading going into the third period on this very court, that's phenomenal. So
TABC had 2 goals in the last 1 minute, 45 seconds of that game, so it was tied the whole way through. SAR showed that they could compete with what is probably the most skilled team in the Yeshiva League, and if anyone can get them ready to play against TABC, it's the Falkenstein brothers.
Well, there'll be one game between, assuming that SAR wins this game, it'll be one game between the next time they would be able to face TABC. That would be the Varsity Championship game on March 8th in Lawrence Middle School. But first, have to get through HANC tonight. The winner goes on to play either HAFTR or MTA. That game takes place tomorrow night. And then after that, it's a one-game showdown to the finish.
Starting on offense tonight for the Sting, Unger Jonas, and on defense, Josh Weiss and Azriel Lavi. The standout junior was the captain of last season's junior varsity team. And for HANC, starting tonight, Maslin Wengrowski and
Kushner and Amselem.
And let's get this started.
It'll be Wengrowski taking the face-off for HANC when he steps back in.
Large crowd on hand tonight for the playoff game. And we are ready to rumble.
Steps in, and here we go.
Face-off won by SAR into the corner. Lavi dumps it in. Kushner around the boards, and Weiss couldn't keep it in. And now Amsalam up into the netting, deflected off Unger, and they will drop it high in the SAR zone.
So it took HANC Junior Varsity a little while to figure out this gym. Let's see how long it takes the learning curve for the varsity players. Obviously much bigger kids. So the question is, will the court be as big of I believe it will be as big a factor. The question is just how much.
Defenseman Amsalam on the draw, and Kushner plays it back. Around the boards, Unger can't get it out. LaVie on it, pressing him.
Wengrowski comes out with
in
it.
front, shot goes wide by Wengrowski, their team's leading scorer. As it goes around, net moves a little bit. Sefi Jonas couldn't get to that. It's clear. LaVie up the boards. In. Sefi Jonas fighting for it with Kushner. Kushner dumps it out. And LaVie back to play it. LaVie in the corner whips it around. Weiss to Jonas. Deep in the HANC zone. Jonas playing for it, and Josh Geller covers the puck there.
HANC not doing anything special to start out, playing a basic 2-2.
SAR, the junior varsity team, hit a lot of 3-1 in the first and second periods of tonight's game. And maybe Howie Falkenstein will take his brother Noah's idea and put a 3-1 into play for SAR. Rosenberg, Schanzer, Schwalbe, and Daniel Best on for the Sting.
Loose ball.
And it goes out. So fighting on it. Rosenberg shot by Schanzer. In front, deflected on the shot from the point. Best can't keep it in. Coming away is Walkenfeld. He's playing with
Wengrowski's still here.
Wengrowski.
So they split up the top line of Maslin and Wengrowski now. Maybe it's just to give Maslin a little breather, or maybe he got hurt behind the net on that play.
Maybe. And it's cleared out by Daniel Best. Comes in front, and Rosenberg couldn't put it in.
Gotta love the bounces on this court.
Best, a nice move, and it gets to Kushner. He'll get it out. Deflected. In front. Around the net, Schanzer. Amsalam and Rosenberg dueling in the corner. Rosenberg tries to get it to the point, deflected by Wengrowski. Amsalam cannot keep it in. Rosenberg will get it back, and Schwalbe clears it off the foot of Amsalam. Slap shot hits the netting. Best out to Schwalbe. Schwalbe to Unger. Shot high by Schanzer, and Schwalbe, Schanzer, Unger, and Best on for SAR. Maslin, Kushner, Wengrowski, and Walkenfeld are on for HANC, and they will change.
You know, as much as the court is at issue for HANC because they haven't played in a rink like this, a lot of them do play ice hockey. Josh Geller spent a lot of his early years playing ice hockey, so he's used to a round court. I just don't think he's used to the dimensions being this close and this tight in on him.
Sroka, Goldenberg, Kushner, and
Berg line on. Play in the corner.
And out comes the puck there. Deflects into the middle.
That's the third.
Unger shot.
That's the third time the ball has bounced right in the middle.
And a penalty will be called.
Offsides.
Offside, sorry. Delayed offside.
I made the same mistake last game. It's very tough in a game like this. Back and forth like that.
And off the boards, deflects off Sefi Jonas's foot. And up comes Azriel LaVie. Inside, pass. Jonas shot is stopped. Rebound.
Geller flailing around.
Jonas and Kushner, and they get it out. Great play as Rosenberg cannot handle it. Matthew Rosenberg. Kushner fumbles with it. Out. Coming back. Weiss misplays it, and it's dumped deep in. Kushner, who's been on for the first 3 minutes, 30 seconds of the game, takes it up. And he has it knocked away out of bounds by Josh Weiss.
Got a HANC roll call going behind us. HANC traveled very well tonight. Unfortunately, the boss decided they were going to go to TABC tonight at some point.
Delayed us and the first delayed our game by about an hour. In front, shot is that is Jack Schwalbe and Ellie Best, the checking line, creating havoc in front.
We got two checking lines here, both checking lines going against each other.
Best beats Amstelm to the puck in the corner. Schwalbe helps, and Goldenberg can't get that out, and now he gets it out.
8 minutes to go. First period of play. No score.
Amstelm, Soroka, Maslin, and
Josh Wengrovsky. It's rare to see Wengrovsky and Maslin split up, which is why you had to question why Maslin was not on when Wengrovsky was on early in the first period.
Indeed. And playing it is Amstelm, and Schwalbe dumps it now back, go the other way. Rosenberg and Schwalbe. Rosenberg gets to it there. Makes a move. Behind the net, Rosenberg. Wrap around! Shot! No, deflected away by Geller. And deep in. Lavi Weiss on here.
Ooh, Amstelm almost.
Amstelm delayed in picking it up.
Almost got a penalty there. The ref was looking his way. If he'd have just stopped for a second there, he's allowed to pick up the stick. He has to go right to the goalie. Can't make a play on the ball. Did a very good job going right to the goalie, but almost stopped there and made a turn towards the play. Lucky he didn't, or else he'd have spent a minute and a half in the box.
Very good play. Kushner and Amstelm, Maslin, and Wengrovsky.
Geller stretching right in front of us.
SAR has Jonas and Unger. Shot! And Geller deflected it with his glove. Shot again by Jonas. Unger and Jonas fighting for it. Unger on a puck. Middle to Jonas. Tries to push it forward behind the net. And Amstelm can't get it out behind him. He and Jonas spar for the puck. Turns around. Jonas stays with him. Takes the puck back. Moving in front. And now Amstelm gets it out. Good pressure created.
That's the first shot we've seen on Fortgang in about 2 minutes.
Kushner, the clear there. Fortgang deflects that aside and put down. Kushner, the backhand. Fortgang will play it. Delayed off sides. Dump deep in off Geller. He deflects it to Kushner. Another dump and another offside. Wengrovsky cannot stay onside here. Delayed offside. It dumped around just wide. Unger to the puck. Unger has Schwalbe in front of the net. And that went right to Wengrovsky, and he clears. The boards. Amstelm, Kushner, Amstelm behind the net, playing with it. And Lavi, a great
high stick.
A high stick. 5 minutes. 43 seconds gone by in the first period. The score is 0-0. Soroka, Kushner.
Wokenfeld and Hill, their second line.
This time Hill seeing action tonight.
I don't think Kushner's been off the entire first period so far.
He took one.
Maybe it's one.
Yes.
So it's going with the three-man rotation on defense.
Schanzer and Rosenberg on for SAR, along with Daniel Best and Sam Schwalbe. Facing off, Hill and Schanzer. One SAR ahead. Schwalbe back in the corner, plays it off the boards. He can't keep it in. He can't get it out in front. And Fortgang makes the stop.
Halfway through the first period, I think that's the fourth save that he's had to make in the last 6 minutes. Geller, on the other hand, had to make 4 saves the last time the ball was down in the zone. Keeping Fortgang very safe tonight. Early, though.
Our defensemen always do a good job of that. Kushner, Walkenfeld, Soroka, and Goldenberg, and Hill. Sorry.
Close. Berg, Hill, almost same thing.
Rosenberg, a good play, can't get it out. Schwalbe now lifts it out, coming in front. Whiffing on it is Kushner, Rosenberg, and Schanzer on the pressure. Behind the net, Schanzer gets to it. Wrapping around. Shot deflects up into the netting, that's a whistle. Let's explain the netting rule.
So the way the netting works here is generally you don't have something overhanging a ring, overhanging a court like that. But because it could affect the play, the way it works is if the ball hits the netting within the semicircle in front of the goalie, if it's within that perimeter, they're going to blow the play dead.
Unger in front to Ariel Smith wearing a Jonas jersey. Smith joined the team after playing basketball for the first half of the year and then decided to play both when it became apparent that the varsity basketball team would not qualify for the playoffs. Unger behind the net. Schwalbe came pinching up and it's out of the zone. Soroka has time and dumps it in. Schwalbe will actually be cleared out there. Good hustle. Ariel Smith to Unger, and he's jackhanded just wide. Kept in by Wiegman.
Nice save by Geller. Using he didn't see that. He just got his face in front of that.
Shot goes into the crowd, and basketball coach Michael Courtney with the grab.
Ariel Smith, only been on the team a short time, but making a huge impact. He scored a goal in his first game, I believe.
Yeah. No, he had an assist. Two assists.
Can't get my court report facts straight.
Rosenberg off the draw, plays it. Good win by Schanzer. Kept in. Number 15, Soroka will put it off the board. Again kept in. Schanzer and Rosenberg.
We got 3 Bergs on the court. That's going to get confusing. 2 Rosenbergs, 3 Bergs overall. A Weisselberg at the mic.
And a Weiss.
And
the Weiss-Lavie pair has been very good for SAR this season. Started playing together recently. I haven't been completely on the all year, but they're doing a good job. Facing off is Lavie and Rosenberg. And Jesse Schanzer gets it down. Rosenberg in the corner. Josh Rosenberg beats Soroka. Rosenberg cannot keep it away from Goldenberg, and he will clear that out. And again goes to the boards, over the boards.
4:15 left in the first period. Opening period of play in this quarterfinal contest. Last time two played, tie game 2-2, so unfinished business.
As even as you can get that game. Schanzer, Rosenberg, Weiss, and Lavie. Best, sorry. Daniel Best tried to pinch in there. Rosenberg. And good play. Can't get it out. And it's a moving in and good play on defense from Daniel Best. Rosenberg pressuring Selam in the corner, and he gets it out. Turns in. It is the shot by Goldenberg. Now Rosenberg, and off the ankle of Jesse Schanzer, and Selam clears it. And that clear deflected, goes behind the net, and Selam pressured, and they blow a whistle.
The Berg line being used very effectively. Matthew Rosenberg scoring the first goal in the game that was played in HANC 2 months ago. Two of them really hustling over the court and really being pests for the SAR Sting.
Yes, very good checking line. And both Schwalbe, Sam Schwalbe, Jack Schwalbe, his cousin, both on here, Sefi Jonas, and Weiss will round out the defensive pair. Schwalbe takes it inside. Azriel Lavie, not Weiss. Apologize for that. It's not a good angle here. And
in 3 minutes and 26 seconds, the period will be over, and we'll be joined by head coach Noah Falkenstein. Sorry, Howie Falkenstein. Getting my Falkensteins mixed up now.
Kushner, Selim, Wingrovsky, and Maslin here. Moving in. Jonas clear, deflected, in front. Schwalbe fires. Jonas over the crossbar there, and he gets it by Weiss, right on the corner by Wingrovsky. Maslin tries to center, and Jonas now Plays it, and he gets it ahead to the middle. Good play by Kushner, clearing that out. And now Amselem with time. Gets it out, rings it off the boards. Weiss can't successfully clear that. Maslin, however, cannot control it. As it will be covered by Fortgang. Now
Smith getting a pat on the back from Noah Falkenstein on the bench.
Zachary Green for SAR is their 6th offenseman. And it's dumped, played away with the paddle. And I believe chance. Smith and Unger, Green's the 5th defensive man.
Kushner going to get off for cross-checking.
Matthew Maslin to the box.
So Kushner will be called for cross-checking. 2:26 left in the period. SAR will get a 1.5-minute power play.
The SAR power play of Unger, Best, Schwalbe, and Azriel Lavi will go against the HANC penalty kill of Soroka, Rosenberg, and
Amselem.
But the best penalty killer is the goaltender. He will try to kill this penalty off.
It was a power play goal that stung HANC last time.
Schwalbe playing on the corner. And shot over his head. Unger. Play with the puck. Amselem on him. Unger back in across. And Schwalbe puts it in! Great pass by Unger. And Sam Schwalbe, the assistant captain, nets a goal. And SAR takes a 1-0 lead.
15 seconds into the power play. Let's take a look at that once again. Unger picked up the ball in the corner. And sent a beautiful pass across to Schwalbe. Nobody was on him.
Great play by Best
being the decoy. He got Amselem, he drew Amselem onto him. Nobody was on the other end. Bang, bang, bang play all the way.
And now SAR will try to add on to the momentum right here. Rosenberg, Schanzer. And the fire by Rosenberg was wide. Schanzer at the corner. Amselem on him. Schanzer and Schwalbe can't keep it in, playing with Daniel Best. Best ahead. Good pressure by Schanzer. Kept in. Schanzer fires! Nice save.
Shots from anywhere. That's the name of the game on this court.
Clear from Amselem. Best in the corner. Kushner diving block by Rosenberg. Schwalbe comes in, fires. Rosenberg whiffed on the bouncing puck. Rosenberg-Goldenberg line. And Kushner ahead. Numbers if they push, shot stopped and covered by Gilad Fortgang. And with 1 minute, 28 seconds remaining in the period, SAR leads 1-0.
HANC has got to be very, very careful that they don't lose their defensive positioning. They get too aggressive trying to get back the goal right away. They can find themselves quickly down 2-0 on a play that they never expected to happen.
Very true. And the Weiss, Lavi, Schwalbe, Ellie Best going for SARs, the Bergline, Kushner, and Amselem. Round out the HANC.
Crone goes out from the fans. Couldn't see exactly what happened.
Schwalbe dumps it in. Ellie Best hustling. Played aside with the paddle of Gellert. Kushner behind the net. Double team. Good play. Best lifts the stick, but Amselem can't successfully clear. Good keep by Azriel Lavi, but he gets it out. Gellert. Shot stopped, and Azriel Lavi clears.
Under a minute to go.
Kushner.
Ooh, right in front of us.
And Amselem uses his hand, but good play by Schwalbe, keeping it in.
Getting a little physical.
Down into the corner and gets by Weiss. 40 seconds remaining in the period. Schwalbe ahead and puts it in. Amselem clears. A little dump and chase action going on here. And Amselem gets it by Lavi into the corner. Lavi wings it around the boards, dumped down by Weiss. Look at Unger, he and Jonas on together. Unger behind the net, working on Amselem, puts it in.
Goal!
Josh Weiss pushing in, put that in. SAR leads 2-0.
Wow, how now like the JV game.
Look at that cut by Josh Weiss. If I had my telestrator on me, I would
Put it right over Geller. Geller had no clue where the ball was, so it was already behind him.
And with 15 seconds remaining in the period, the face-off won by HANC, but SAR gets it. Geller, a jumping stop, jumping grab on the La Vie. Clear and...
So very like the JV game. Quick goal midway through, well, near midway through, and then one at the very end of the period. Again, you don't want to lose your formation, and HANC lost their formation there. Allowed the ball to stay right in the middle. Nobody came in to help clear it out. Poked it up right over Geller.
Face off, and La Vie could not get a shot off cleanly. Clears it in, right into the HANC bench. It'll be deep with 2.4 seconds left.
Again, 2 seconds left in the period, 2.4 to be exact. Once the period is over, we will have head coach Howie Falkenstein for an interview.
And Unger and Falkenstein. And we head to the second period. SAR leads 2-0 on goals from Schwalbe and Weiss. How, if I told you that SAR first two goals of the game, it would be scored by two defensemen, what would you say to that?
Well, again, on the power play, you use your the four best in their best positions. Sam Schwalbe's been doing that exact move since he was in Mariah. He's been doing that for the last 5 years, so that's second nature to him. Putting him right in front, perfect play. He did the same thing when they played in HANC a couple of weeks ago. So Schwalbe got them back on the board back in December, made it 2-1, puts them up 1-0 right there.
And Weiss, phenomenal cut. That was just a great play, right place at the right time, and he shelved it over Geller, and those are the two goals.
Again, got to clear that ball out of the middle. You can't just leave it hanging there.
Very true. And we'll now have an interview with Coach Howie Falkenstein.
Okay, so Coach Falkenstein, you have the benefit of having seen these guys before. You played them back in December. What did you learn from the first contest that you were able to use here for this game?
Well, they got a very talented defenseman in number 88, and he controls the play. We have to limit his opportunities and pressure the D, causing some turnovers, as you saw late in the period, and just make sure we're blocking shots. We did a good job blocking shots in that period, and we have to continue.
SAR has gotten contributions across the board. You play 3 lines, you play 5 defensemen so far. How key is that when your first players in your first line need a break, that you have guys like Ellie Best, Jack Schwalbe, Zach Green, who could step up and play some important minutes?
It's huge. It's a real team effort. We don't rely on one player to score all the goals. Contributions are throughout the lineup, and to be successful on the varsity level, you're going to need 3 lines. We go even 7 forwards tonight. 5 defensemen, 5-6 defensemen we can go. So that's it's been to our advantage, and that's why we've been successful this season.
All right, up 2 goals going into second period, much like the JV. So you got to realize 2-0, 2 goals, worst lead to have, because 1 goal, lose momentum, come right back. What do you tell your team in the locker room?
Got to get the third one. The third one's the key. That's going to be the game changer. If we get that, we'll control the rest of the game and take care of business. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
We'll be back shortly from the Hive with this quarterfinal matchup between HANC and SAR live on the Sting Sports Network.
SAR 2.
It's
Schanzer, behind the net, right there, already scores! That was a tremendous pass by Schanzer. Levine had no idea where the puck was. Unger and Ariel shot. Down, Unger scores! And it's Unger! What a goal! The second shift of his hockey career. Behind the net, looking. Back to Labi. Scores! Azriel Labi with a shot from the point. And SAR takes a 2-0 lead. That one blocked. Best couldn't get it out. Forking clears. And the whistle is blown. Great job by Forking snaring that rebound. Oh, and the stick up high there. Playing it, Forking. Bats it, and that one hits off the post. Bretcher had a backhand, hit the post and hit Forking. And now there is a scrum in front. Trying to swing it, not gonna go. Best Forking. That's great play. Making up for his brother's penalty with phenomenal play. Unger in front. Ringway scores! What a goal! Wow, Jacob Unger! Unger, you gotta look at the boards there. Defenseman, that one right off the boards. Unger makes a great move. Short-handed goal, SAR 4, and Ramaz 0. No, that's actually Ariel Smith playing into the zone. A workman-like performance tonight for the Sting as they keep on applying pressure and they get a goal.
Welcome back for the second period of action for the varsity quarterfinal between HANC and SAR. 2-0 lead for SAR to start off this period. Goals by Sam Schwabe. Goals by Sam Schwabe from an assist from Jacob Unger. 2:11 left in the first period. And then less than 2 minutes later on the power play. The power play goal was Schwabe's goal. Less than 2 minutes later, scramble in front. Josh Weiss poking in loose ball. HANC defense leaving the ball alone. 14 seconds left. And just like the JV game, Joey, 2-0 score at the end of the one.
Goals at the end of the period kill you. They're the hardest to rebound from. The team that scores at the end of a period has all the momentum heading into the next one, and those are the types of goals that can ruin a season.
Just for those of you JV fans who are still listening in and watching in, Rambam defeats Hafter 4-1 in their bracket, meaning that Rambam is now going to Rambam will now play Frisch. So Frisch will travel to Rambam in their semifinal game. Frisch, as I said, defeating Flatbush in their quarterfinal contest. But back to varsity action. Winner of this game takes on the winner of tomorrow night's game between Hafter and MTA. We'll find out who that is tomorrow night.
Hafter junior varsity team went from being projected as a bottom 3 team in the league to making the playoffs, winning a game, and then coming within 3 goals of Rombo. And Jonas on the draw.
Hey, they were a period and a half away from not making the playoffs at all before Flatbush coughed up a 3-1 lead. Disparaging my own team.
And Unger cannot block the clear, and point goes out. Weiss, Lavi, Unger, Jonas, Maslin, Wengrovsky, Kushner, and Amsterdam are on for HANC.
SAR coming from your near to your far, HANC the opposite.
Draw won by HANC. Kushner around. And he clears it. Maslin gets it working on Lavi, spins, and it's an offsides. Directly touched by Maslin. And so it will be deep in the HANC zone.
Fans piling back in for the period.
And Jonas tries to stuff it in, and Geller says no to that.
Actions are mostly around Josh Geller this evening. Gil Fortking has barely had to move.
Unger and Amsterdam will draw into the corner. To the middle, Jonas kept in by Weiss. Jonas turns, spins, and shoots. And it's covered, and a nice
One different. Sorry. Ooh, little extra action right in front. Referee's going to break it up. One thing that you're seeing from SAR tonight that you're not seeing from HANC is stick action. SAR is just swinging at balls that are loose at the line. HANC's sticks are up in the air. You got to know that in a court like this, quick shots, goalie's not going to be able to expect it. If you have your sticks in the air, though, A, you can't take a shot. B, you can't block the other team's shot.
You saw it in the junior varsity game when Judah Fortgang had a beautiful snipe from just inside the half-court line. That was SAR's first goal. On the draw, it's Unger into the corner. Jonas plays it back. Amsterdam doubled in the corner, but gets it to Wengrovsky, dumps it in. Maslin pressures Lavi, but gets it to Weiss, and Weiss' shot deflects off Unger into the corner. And
we're going to get an offsides.
Not sure about that. And face-off will be high in the SAR zone.
50
Schanzer and Rosenberg come on for SAR.
55 seconds gone in the second period of play. 2-0 SAR.
HANC will not make a substitution. Dumped in. Weiss. Maslin behind the net, working on Lavi. Maslin doubled by Rosenberg. He can't get it out. Good stop there by Amsterdam. But ahead comes Rosenberg, and the shot is stopped.
Wow. Geller splitting there to make that stop.
Good rush to the net by Lavi. SAR just goes all out, plays till the whistle, and then some.
Again, shots from anywhere. Geller looked a little surprised to see that coming his way. He got down and split fast enough, but I don't think he expected that to come.
Give up a big rebound. Schanzer and Soroka draw, and it goes into the corner. Weiss gets it out. Soroka, Amsterdam, and D for HANC. Wengrovsky has not had a lot of room to work with tonight. Gets it in. Lavi up the boards. Good check there. And Schanzer centers to Rosenberg, knocked away. Schanzer comes behind the net. In front, and
no goal.
Thinks they scored. Ozzy Lavi thought he had it, and it's not the goal.
Referee Dave Bernstein waves it off right away. Must have lost sight of the ball.
Should let it play, you know. Schanzer. Nope. SAR will make a switch to Best Schwalbe, checking line, and Daniel Best and Jack Schwalbe on defense. A little funny combination there. Turns around off the face-off. Schwalbe's shot in front. Schwalbe poking at it, and Geller makes another save, and punch is thrown.
Geller taking swipes. Wouldn't be the first time he's done that this year.
When was the first?
Actually, it was back against Flatbush. Took a double minor. To actually took 2 penalties in a row within 10-15 seconds of each other. Got into an altercation with 2 Flatbush players in front of the net.
Did that result in goals for?
It did. It actually resulted in a goal that tied up the game. He's a very emotional goalie. He's a good goalie. He's got to keep his emotions in check. If he does, he can be the best out there.
Best and Kushner on the face-off into the corner. Sirocco and Jack Schwalbe helping his Hill. Kept in to the point by Schwalbe. He kicks it to Jack Schwalbe. Best and Kushner play for it. And Falkenstein can't get it out.
Oh,
Hard
wow.
hit in the board. No penalty. And Hill's pass deflected by Schwalbe into the SAR bench.
That was quite a hit.
Have a replay of that one, maybe.
I'd love to see it. Missed it the first time, but I heard it and I felt it.
It was a pretty big hit. Face up high in the SAR zone. Zachary Green, Schwalbe, Seppi, Jonas, and Unger. Unger and Hill on the draw. Altenfeld, Hill for HANC on the offense. Into the corner, Schwalbe and Green have a little miscommunication. Hill behind the net. Good pass back by Walkenfeld. Schwalbe into the half towards there, and Green, a nice play to knock it away from Walkenfeld, and Jonas clears. Green goes flying. Puck played there. Schwalbe taps it, and Green will now get it out. Back is Amsterdam, and working on him is Jonas. Unger now. Unger double teamed in the corner, and he lost it. Shot by Hill off the glove of Fortgang. There is Kushner. Jonas pressuring him. Brings it up the boards. Off the board, Schwalbe steps in front and clears it out. Schwalbe and Green having a very good shift defensively. And Fortgang picks up the bouncing puck. Like the first baseman he is. A nice scoop. The SAR baseball team.
Much like the start of the first period. Fortgang not really seeing much pressure on him. That was the first time the ball actually ended up really in front of him for the last 4 minutes. Honestly, since the beginning of the period. 3 minutes since the beginning of the period.
Martin Freed, he's seeing his first action on defense with Daniel Best. Face-off taken by Freed. Schanzer and Rosenberg on. The Goldenberg-Rosenberg line, along with Kushner and Amsterdam on for HANC. To the point, shot by Freed, deflected by Rosenberg. And that one goes out. Freed, clear attempt, is hit away by Rosenberg. Goldenberg cannot take the ball away from Best, and he clears it out. Into the corner. Kushner brings it up, makes a move, gets by Best into the corner, and he lost the puck. Gets it back, Rosenberg and Best double. Schanzer and Freed help out on Rosenberg. Freed, a nice play to knock the puck away and get it out. Very nice play there. And Goldenberg dumps it in behind the net. Ezra Kushner pressing up on Freed. And good play by Freed again, but then he can't clear it out. Kushner, and he lost it. Rosenberg and Schanzer ahead have a potential for odd man rush, but they get back. Freed shot from the point, deflected in front.
Freed shot through a screen right there, almost got it to the net.
Whipped around the net. Freed cannot keep that in the zone, but Best gets it out. Schanzer dumps it deep in, working on Kushner. In front, Rosenberg, and Best intercepts the pass by Goldenberg, and it leads to a whistle.
Offsides on SAR, so the play will come down deep in the SAR zone.
Unger, Zachary Green on D. Unger and Josh Weiss. Oh, Ariel Smith, sorry. Ariel Smith and Unger will play offense here. Weiss and Lavi on D.
So whose Jonas jersey is that?
Daniel Jonas, I believe. Seppi's older brother, a senior. It's very confusing. Unger gets it out to the point. Lavia shot blocked by Maslin. SAR pressuring in front. Unger, and he couldn't get a grasp on it. Lavia off the boards. Nice move. Gets by Matt Wingrovsky. And that is Weiss. He can't clear it. Now gets it out as Soroka pushing up. Could not interrupt the clear attempt. Off the glove of Fortgang, and a nice clear by Weiss. Comes right back, comes to the middle, backhand out and an offsides. not Seffi Jonas. Ariel Smith touched that.
We'll just call him not Seffi Jonas for the remainder of this game.
And that led to a HANC offside. Draw will be Unger and Wingrovsky high in the HANC zone. 5 minutes gone by in the second period. Face off, won by Wingrovsky. Good play by Weiss. And there in the corner, Amsterdam in front, moving in. Scramble behind the net. Unger working on Amsterdam, and
We're going to have an interference penalty.
that's going to be on Maslin again.
Oh.
Who will that be on? No. Not on Maslin.
I didn't see. I think it's going to be on David Stroka.
Oh.
Oh no, wait, hold on. Ball's coming back down this way. Is it an SAR penalty? It's an SAR penalty.
God.
Looking the wrong way.
The rest just called two complete.
Ariel Smith got called for interference.
Wow, the one ref called interference on HANC, the other interference on SAR.
Hank's going to call a timeout here.
And now a timeout. Lavi, Weiss, and Unger originally on for the kill is Kushner, Maslin, Walkenfeld, and Wingrovsky on the power play for HANC.
Maslin walked off like it was on him. He had his hands on his head. He looked very frustrated.
That would have been a second penalty in the game. But
Oh, no, I
not
think
to be.
actually believe Kushner got the first penalty. Ezra Kushner got the first penalty in the first period, I think. Cross-checking. So HANC will have a power play, chance to get their game started. Taking a timeout, almost halfway through the period and through the game. What do you think is going on in the huddle right now? What is Josh Strauss telling the HANC kids right now?
Just keep calm.
Baba Booey!
Who was that? That was interrupting. It's confusing. Okay. In the huddle, I think he's telling them just to work their power play. Just don't get over anxious because they're down 2-0 and there's just a bit more than half the game remaining. Just run their power play, stay even keeled, make the smart play, don't try to force it, and just get some shots on net here.
It's a huge penalty kill for SAR. They kill this off. They have the momentum. And what would look to be a matchup advantage because HANC would be going with both Wingrovsky and Kushner against the penalty kill. So if penalty kill kills it off, that's a minute and a half more that Wingrovsky, Walkenfeld, Maslin, and Kushner are on. They'll be tired for the top line coming back out.
Weiss cannot win the draw in the corner. Right in front of us, Wingrovsky gets it. And into the corner, kept in by Kushner, fires, stopped by Fortgang, and Unger, back check, but Unger gets it. Shot on net, into the corner, Kushner deals with him, and now has time. Ahead, Maslin pulled it back, stayed onside, shot gloved by Fortgang, little pushing and shoving. His greetings exchanged between Fortgang and Wingrovsky there.
Wingrovsky just trying to give back a little bit of what's going on in front of Geller, I guess.
Nice little pleasantries going on tonight.
Not something you really want to see in the league, but it happens.
It's good to get intense. The draw here is Walkenfeld into the corner, and nice move by Lavi, but he lost the puck. Now it is Walkenfeld going behind the net, gets it to Maslin, behind the net. It's Walkenfeld, Weiss on him. Time to Maslin, shot deflected. Hits the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League Soccer 2009 Championship banner.
HANC rocking the old school diamond. Kushner at the anchor, Wingrovsky and Maslin at the left and right sides respectively, and Walkenfeld digging behind the net.
Maslin centers across, Wingrovsky in front. Walkenfeld and Fortgang covers it. Same power play that the North Shore Hebrew Academy Middle School Stars team ran in 2012.
It's the same power play that those kids ran in middle school too.
It's the Long Island teams that are on this.
Wonder who the coach was.
And face off, Wingrovsky. Unger gets to his knee, swings to Kushner, and he whiffed on it in front. Walkenfeld behind the net. Good play by Weiss. Wengrovsky doesn't go to help. Walkenfeld stays with it. Now Wengrovsky comes to get the puck. Weiss on him and Unger, and it'll be a penalty.
4-on-2.
On Josh Weiss. Interference call. And HANC will have a 4-on-2.
So 22 seconds left in the first penalty. So for 22 seconds, HANC will have a 4-on-2 advantage.
SAR will run out the same two, or just Unger and Lavie. And Noah Falkenstein says something to Howie Falkenstein, who says something to the ref. Timeout. SAR.
So if you're SAR, you have two options here. You can either go two back, or you can go one man up and one man up guarding the points, and one man down, just making sure the middle is clear. What do you do?
I would put two defensemen back. Try to block all the shots you can. Let Kushner take it from the point. Just put two defensemen back. Just man up on the guys. Get as far back as you can. It's like when a team pulls its goalie, and the opposing team, instead of putting out one chaser, they have, at least for SAR, they have four guys playing back just to protect the net and scramble in front. And I assume that's what Falkenstein's will do now.
If you're HANC, the name of the game here is spread out the court. The more chances, the more room you have, the more you draw the defenders out to you, the more chances you have to sneak the ball in behind. And just like Schwalbe scored in the first period, this is exactly the place where a backside goal works its best.
Walkenfeld and Lavie will draw, with Insler dropping it deep in the SAR zone. Lavie wins it back.
Insler checking Wengrovsky in front of us.
Phenomenal clear by Lavie. Kushner back to get it. SAR, yes, not chasing. Kushner up, gets it to Wengrovsky. Wengrovsky passes it. Kushner, shot from the point, goes wide. Maslin behind the net, gets it to Wengrovsky. Power play is over, the first one.
First penalty is over, it's 4-on-3 again.
Good play by Lavie, but he couldn't get it out. Walkenfeld.
Goal!
And a goal! It's Kushner. Ariel Smith tried in vain to block the shot, and that just went straight through.
Ezra Kushner depositing a pass from Josh Wengrovsky on the power play, and it's a 2-1 game.
I'd like to see Ariel Smith dive there. All or nothing, I don't know. Doesn't see so many minutes on the penalty kill usually, but he saw him there, and that did not work out so well for SAR. Sanzer, Rosenberg, Best, Schwalbe on for SAR. And Goldenberg, Rosenberg, Sroka, and Selim on. In front, shot by Rosenberg goes off the pad.
So far, it's looking sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. So far, it's looking like the opposite of the game that happened 2 months ago. In that game, HANC went up 2-0. SAR came back, started on a power play goal, I believe, if not the second most power play goal. But same style here, up 2, down 1. Wonder what's gonna happen.
No way this game can end in a tie, though. So there will be a result here tonight. Schwalbe gets it. Nice play. And has time. And good back check by Goldenberg. Schanzer and Rosenberg get 2 on the puck in the corner. In front, deflected away. Rosenberg comes, takes it away from Matthew Rosenberg. Schanzer in front. Backhand by Best. Stopped away. Rebound Schanzer! And the shot is stopped by Jack Keller, who has truly been standing on his head tonight. Dumped out there. Schwalbe whiffs on it. Now gets it back to Best. Maybe a dangerous pass, but Best clears it out. Schanzer and Rosenberg pressure there. Goldenberg backhand. Gets it out. Schwalbe and Matthew Rosenberg deflects that out of play, or did he deflect it? Yes, he did. Oh, nope. Yep, one ref said he did. The other said he didn't.
And who wins? It's the one that says it didn't. So there we go.
Both times there's been the ref's controversy, each saying one thing. The call has gone Hank's way. It's interesting how that works.
Conspiracy. Blame the league.
Just kidding with you guys.
Yeah, I can't afford to say that at this point.
Martin Freed and Schwalbe on D. Unger and Ariel Smith on offensively. Or Seffi Jonas.
You sure that's Seffi Jones?
And a goal! That is Seffi Jonas! The puck came to him right 5 feet in front of the net. Let's watch a replay of that one. And Seffi Jonas gives us a 3-1 lead.
So a minute 15 after Hank puts in a power play goal to cut it to 1, SAR puts themselves back up by 2.
Great play by Seffi Jonas, taking it away from Amsterdam.
Probably give the assist to Unger on that one.
Both Schwabes, Jack and Sam, along with Martin Freed and Ellie Best, the checking line of Best, and Jack Schwalbe on for SAR. Hill, Walkenfeld, Soroka, and Kushner for Hank. Into the corner, Best playing with Kushner. Kushner, a nice play, clears it down. Freed gets it out. Best taps it ahead into the corner. Out in front now, Kushner deflects it with his hand, and to Hill. Gets it to Walkenfeld, blocked by Freed. Wrapping it around, out to the point, and no one was there. In front, Schwalbe's shot is stopped, and another hit on the goalie.
Hank is complaining that there was an illegal play there. They're actually
penalty, Ellie Best,
and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get him for throwing the stick. So with 3 minutes left in the second period, Hank will go on the power play again.
Yet again, they will try to capitalize.
What happened was he did not have a stick. He lost his stick on that play. Went to the bench, got a second stick, and instead of just putting the stick down, picking up the other stick, he threw the other stick down. So they called him for throwing the stick. And they'll spend a minute and a half in the box.
You know, from Camp David, that was my move.
No, your move was throwing down your stick, taking somebody else's stick from their hand, and scoring a goal with it.
And then Kushner, along with Wondrowski, Walkenfeld, Maslin, plays it. Walkenfeld to Maslin. Backhander in. Josh Weiss to Wondrowski. To Walkenfeld out in front. To Weiss. Good clear. And it goes out. Kushner falls. Unger gets it. Shot stopped. Unger behind the net. Turns around in the corner. Great kill by Unger, and it goes out to Weiss. It's cleared by Wondrowski. Kushner and Unger, and covered by Josh Geller.
Is it just me? I mean, I realize that it is his style, but on a court like this, if you're Josh Geller, do you really want to be spending so much time in the butterfly? I mean, it's too close. Everything's too close together, and there's a shot from anywhere. If you're going to be on the ground when the ball's in your zone.
Good point made there. Maybe can switch it up a little bit as Rosenberg fired a shot that went wide, is now in the corner. Gets to Walkenfeld, backhand, and Weiss another clear. The Weiss, Slavi, Rosenberg. Neither of them were on the varsity team last year. Slavi and Rosenberg were on the junior varsity squad, and Kushner plays it, and Weiss was not on the squad.
25 seconds left in the power play.
And Kushner back. Has not been a good power play for the Hurricanes. Kushner in the corner, taking his time. Pass to Maslin. And V takes it from him. Rosenberg, backhand on net. Taught it away. Knocked away. Maslin up the wing. Pass. Wondrowski blocked it. Rosenberg ahead. Coming in. And he lost it. Goes behind the net, and Kushner takes it. Power play is over. Weiss moves in. Shot! Stopped by Josh Geller! And Best pokes at it in front.
What a save. Got his glove out on that one. I don't know if he actually got it in his glove because he saw it fly out afterwards, but got his glove up just in time to make that save.
Weiss nearly got his second one.
HANC's allowing them to just allowing SAR to walk right through in the middle. If he'd have taken 2 more steps, he might have had a much better chance because there was nobody in front of him.
Similar to Gordy Kolb had a goal in the junior varsity game where he did move in front and shot through a screen.
Yeah, broke the game wide open.
Unger, Jonas, Best, and Schwabe on for SAR. Face off, and Solomon Unger goes into the corner. Schwabe and deflected out.
Yoni Goldenberg just slid face first into the boards. Good to see he's up and moving.
He's right back up. Bergline and Selim and Stroka on for the Hurricanes into the corner. Rosenberg knocked down by Best. Best cannot keep it in. Rosenberg shot deflected by, knocked away by Forking. Schwabe gets it out. Unger deflects the clear by Stroka. Jonas gets it. Jonas doubled by Hill. Schwabe back to Jonas to a cutting Schwabe. Has deflected out to the point. Daniel Best's shot goes high.
Goldenberg going back to the locker room, so let's see how that affects the Best line, the Berg line.
Hill just came on. Moving in around the net. Unger tries to get it to the middle.
We're going to have a tripping penalty.
It's going to be on.
Take a look.
Stroka, sorry, it'll be on Stroka. Tripping.
David Soroka getting sent off for tripping. 26 seconds left in the period, and SAR's power play will go to work. Right in front of Geller.
If SAR could score one in the next 27 seconds, I think the game will be broken wide open. Face off Unger. Trying to get it out. Shot goes wide. Sefi Jonas in the corner loses it, but it gets to Lavi and pass to Unger. Deflected. Weiss takes too much time, doesn't get a shot off. To the corner. Shot goes high by Lavi. And it's out. It's Unger, Jonas, Lavi, Weiss.
And Hill overruns the play.
Hill nearly had one there.
So, end of 2 periods. SAR 3, HANC 1. We'll be right back very shortly to continue and finalize this, the quarterfinal contest between SAR and HANC, live at the Hive on the Sting Sports Network.
Behind the net. Right there. Oh, he scores! That was a tremendous pass by Schanzer. Levine had no idea where the puck was. Unger and Ariel
shot.
Down. Unger scores! And it's Unger! What a goal! The second shift of his hockey career. Behind the net, looking. Back to B. Scores! Azriela B with a shot from the point. And SAR takes a 2-0 lead. That one blocked. Best couldn't get it out. Forking clears. And the whistle is blown. Great job by Forking snaring that rebound. Oh, and the stick up high there. Playing it, Forking. Batson, that one hits off the post. Bretcher had a backhand, hit the post and hit Forking. And now there is a scrum in front. Trying to swing it, not gonna go. Best Forking. Best great play. Making up for his brother's penalty with phenomenal play. Unger in front. Ringway scores! What a goal! Wow, Jacob Unger! Unger, you gotta look at the boards there. Defenseman, that one right off the boards. Unger makes a great move. Short-handed goal, SAR 4, and Ramaz 0. No, that's actually Ariel Smith playing into the zone. A workman-like performance tonight for the Sting as they keep on applying pressure and they get a goal. For centuries, hockey has been played for 3 periods, not 2 halves. We're 2/3 of the way done here, but the best part is ahead. Welcoming you back to the 3rd period. I'm Joey McGillner alongside Elliot Weiselberg, as SAR will look to defend their 2-goal lead. There's 12 minutes left to play in this one.
Flurry of action in the 2nd period. Quite a number of penalties. 4 penalties actually. HANC being the benefactor of a 4-on-2 and killing off the first one in the was SAR. Second one though, HANC back in the net. Kushner put it up high to make it 2-1. SAR counters back a minute and 20 seconds later. Just about a minute 20 seconds later, putting them back up 3-1. Sefi Jonas extending the lead back to 2 goals. So SAR going to this final period. So, Joey, just given what we've seen so far, does HANC have it in them, given that they've been double shifting, triple shifting, Wengrovsky, Kushner, these kids have been on the court the entire time, and being on the power play, it's got to wear them out.
I don't know. I just think that HANC has not been able to generate even strength chances tonight, and any chances they have gotten, Fort Gangs put them away with much ease.
Relatively easy night for Gil Fort Gang so far. Starting off the 3rd period, SAR will have a minute 4 left in the power play. Power play to David Soroka for tripping, which came at 26 seconds left at the end of the 2nd.
Power play, actually, it's on Matthew Rosenberg.
They put it on Rosenberg? 44 is...
Yeah, it's
put on Rosenberg. My fault.
Hill, it's all good. Hill, Kushner, and Selam will kill against the SAR quadrumvirate of Schwalbe, Best, Unger, and Lavie. Lavie back to play it. It's across. Schwalbe enters the zone. Daniel Best. Schwalbe in the corner. Schwalbe looking across in front of the net and cleared out by Benji Hill. Unger loses it, and Kushner cannot get it out of the zone, though. Knocked in front.
Oh!
SAR nearly gets a goal. It's loose! And a backhander by Best flies 4 feet high. The net was open. The ball was there, but it was a little too high.
He had Geller down and out, but he was on his backhand, so he was very close. A backhand in close, hardest shot to take.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
And it looks hard, too.
Weiss, Lavie, Jonas, and Rosenberg. And gets out to Weiss. Weiss to Jonas. Weiss to Rosenberg. Tic-tac-toe pass to Jonas. And cleared out by Amstel. Running to Hill, and Weiss lifts his stick. Adria Lavie ahead. And Lavie cannot keep control of the puck. Amstel spins, shoots, blocked, and Kushner rings it around. Stolen by Jonas. Jonas in the corner. Out to the point, and Hill gets it out.
Penalty's over, going 4-on-4.
To the board, out in front. Hill and Hill there. And Rosenberg just shoved Hill.
Are they going to give him a penalty? Yeah, they are.
They are.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Hill didn't even...
Let them play.
To be honest, Hill didn't even do anything. He just walked right by Fort Gang, and Rosenberg came and shoved him.
Rosenberg is protecting his goalie, but that is not.
10:49 left in the 3rd period of a playoff game. You don't want to leave something like that to 50-50, a ref calling, not calling it. HANC will go to work on the power play again.
These teams are thrilled. Wengrovsky, Walkenberg, Maslin, Kushner manning the point. Unger on the kill, blocks the shot by Kushner. Unger's shot goes wide and deflected. Kushner, Weiss, and Lavie on defense into the corner. Lavie and Maslin. Maslin knocks it behind. Fort Gang cannot cover it. Walkenberg behind the net. Walkenberg cannot get it out, cannot connect with Maslin to the point. Maslin back out to the point to Kushner, and he couldn't keep it in. Offsides.
Judah Wolkenfeld really controlling play down low.
So came up to the point there to keep it in. Falkenfeld
One.
draws with Unger off the netting. Unger backhand cannot get it to the net. And Grofsky's clear attempt blocked. Unger whiffs on it. And Grofsky across. Kushner to Maslin. Pass deflected by Weiss when Grofsky takes it back behind the half line. And Grofsky makes a nice move. Gets to the corner. Osrialavi there, and he clears that. Kushner back. Unger pressures him.
30 seconds left in the penalty.
Kushner makes a nice move. Brings it up the board. Fires! Stopped by Forking off the netting. And it will be deep.
They're going to say it hit off the back of the net.
Top of the net.
Top of the net, back of the net. It hit the net.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
Not
So
the
it's-
one that the goals go in, though. And Best, Schwalbe, and Weiss will kill Daniel Best and Josh Weiss on defense. Jack Schwalbe, the penalty killer. Weiss cannot control the faceoff. And Borowski pressed on by Schwalbe. Behind the net, Kushner. 15 seconds left on the power play. Maslin blocked by Best. Schwalbe in the corner. 10 seconds left. And they get it deep. And whiffing on it is Weiss, but he faked out one Grofsky. Weiss shot.
Penalty's
Knocked
over.
away. Penalty ends. Rosenberg coming in. Shot. Stopped. And knocked away by Geller. Into the corner. Maslin on the help back. Rosenberg trying to put it in. Out to Daniel Best. Fires. Stopped.
Ooh,
Nice glove save, and Maslin
Maslin's hurt.
is down.
Maslin, it looks like a hit in the neck. Walking off, he's okay.
So I was
Not-
Hank has already seen Rosenberg depart.
Goldenberg, he's standing on the bench there with the nice pack over his face. So the Berg line split in half.
Shot blocked by Imson behind the net. Covered by Geller. Goldenberg Hill. Hill replacing Rosenberg in the line here.
Goldenberg's back out there. Good to see him back out there.
Shot goes wide. Rosenberg freed him, can't keep that in. Gets out Schwalbe, rings it around the net, and Schanzer tussles with Sroka, and the result of that will be a deflection out, and the faceoff will stay in the SAR zone. Schanzer on the draw with Hill. And he gets it in. Schanzer to the corner. First one there. Working against Amselem. Now Rosenberg takes it, and Goldenberg, the puck comes to him, and he'll backhand it out. Schwalbe doubled in the corner, and good play. He gets it out, teaming up with Schanzer. Rosenberg runs to the puck behind the net, and cleared, cannot be cleared as Fried keeps it in, backhands it in. Shot by Schanzer is blocked, and Amselem fires, and that's blocked. And Rosenberg puts it and put aside by Geller. Fried can't keep it in. Fortgang will have to cover, and a blatant push. Goldenberg shoves Schwalbe over Fortgang, and that is just, you cannot take that penalty with 8 minutes left, and you're facing a 2-goal
He couldn't
deficit.
control his own feet. Stopped way too late. Tried to use Schwalbe as a break and pushed him over.
Good selling by Schwalbe. Just
You sure you want to call? You sure you want to call out your own player like that?
replay. Yeah, let's see the replay.
Let's see if he. Let's see if there's a little bit of embellishment. No. He got him. He got him from
I
behind.
apologize.
Don't sell out your own player. You might not enjoy tomorrow.
We're balanced announcers, both teams. Power play for SAR, Unger, Lavi, Weiss, and Jonas. Into the corner, Unger swings it out, cross pass, and Weiss couldn't keep it in. Weiss to Lavi, fires off sides. Unger was not back in time.
You could see the who really has a mastery of this rink from the power plays, because you see Hank attempting these long passes all the way across the floor. Problem is, on a small court, everybody's got a stick or a foot in the way. SAR is taking the small chip passes, bang, bang, bang. They're getting it out of the zone and controlling it in the other zone quickly.
And Fortgang knocks that over the glass. Hank is thinking like it's a gym here.
Well, that's what they're used to. This is the first time they're playing in a rink all year.
Unger knocks it back. Lavie with time. Brings it up. Fires a bomb, and Geller offsides. Looking like Rosenberg goes on with Unger, Weiss, and Lavie. Did not get back in time, and 4 seconds are left on the penalty to Goldenberg. Behind the net. Power play is
Under a minute to go.
under a minute to go. A minute, 4 seconds left. Sorry. Didn't see the one there. Unger to the point to Lavie. Cross pass to Weiss. Back to Lavie. Fires! Screen in front of the net! And it's in! And they will say no goal. Oh my God.
Geller playing
net.
Dom Hasek.
It was in the net, but
Might have been afterwards.
let's look at the replay here, maybe? No, there's no replay.
We can hope we have a replay, but we don't. Let's see what they're calling. Is there going to be a...
And what I saw, Lavie fired a shot there. The goalie did not control it. The refs blew the whistle as Rosenberg was in the shooting motion. They poked it in.
Looks like a water bottle's busted open. The referee's going to get towels to clean it up. Maybe the orange thing we saw on the net was the water bottle.
I think it was the pump.
At this point, we may never know unless we go back and take a look at it. But 7:13 left here in the third period. SAR up 3-1, and it looks like we're going to be ready to resume play shortly. Minute 13 till the switch. And for HANC, time slowly ticking away. They've had their opportunities. They've had man advantages. They haven't been able to do anything with it. I think, as we said a couple of seconds earlier, it's just they just haven't figured out how to play a rink-style game just yet.
And this is the advantage that SAR possesses when they play at home. They lost in their home games this season. They were 5-1. 6-1.
They were 6-1. Their only loss was to TABC.
Behind the net, Schwalbe with Amsalem on him. Schwalbe back to Weiss at the point, fires high. Unger cannot get to it. Daniel Best lost his stick and it goes out. Wolfgang does not ever leave the net and won't do it there. Rosenberg on the kill. Matthew Rosenberg. To Lavie, shot goes high. Rebound, Schwalbe, out of midair. Net is open. Shot is not gonna go. Shot there. Out. Kushner clears it. Great pressure from SAR. Weiss. 6 seconds left on the power play. Pass. Lavie, he fires one. It's blocked. Power play is over. Weiss back to get it. Maybe a little fatigue in play.
They're gonna have an offsides.
Offsides. Goldenberg did not revert back to the halfway line before entering the zone.
So Hank's gonna go with main line offensively of Maslin and Wangrovsky.
And they have Soroka and Amselem on defense. Schanzer, Rosenberg, Lavie, and Freed on for SAR. Maybe Freed the defensive pair, Schanzer, Rosenberg on offense. And in the corner, Rosenberg centers, and it went over the stick of Schanzer. Rosenberg in the corner, and Maslin can't clear that. And Amselem gets it out. Goes to Fortgang around the net, played by Freed. And ahead, Schanzer's shot goes wide. Lavie gets to it.
Looks like Amselem's tired. He was calling for off about a second ago.
And
he'll get a chance to breathe. 5:54 remaining, so the two goalies will switch sides. HANC will come to the net nearest us, and SAR will man their usual home net on the opposite side of the floor.
well, we'll be able to see the excitement. As in the last 6 minutes of this game, HANC in desperate need of a goal in the next minute or so. And
David Schwartzman getting to see the floor.
He's getting Schwartzman chance.
Is he going to play offense?
Maslin, Soroka, and Aaron and Wangrovsky. Schwartzman back to play it off the boards. Maslin. Schwalbe. Geller couldn't play it. In front, Schwalbe. Shot is deflected by Schwartzman. Back out to play it. Geller does not have a stick on him. Ellie Best. Jack Schwalbe line on. Into the corner. Maslin. Shot pops up in front. Good play by Lavie on Wingrovsky. Off the boards. Best beats. Soroka to the puck. Gets it to Wingrovsky. Fires in. Fortgang stops it. And it is cleared. Schwartzman can't keeps it originally. And then a shot.
It's going to be offsides.
And offsides. Ellie Best fired one, but it was a moot point.
Final 5 minutes of the third period.
Unger, Best, Ariel Smith, and Azriel Lavie, and Sam Schwalbe on for SAR. As see, maybe HANC will try to play a 3-1.
Well, they got their main line on now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if Kushner moves up, starts playing offense a bit.
Here he is, and
looks like the more
Selim plays it, stick handles, comes in front of the net, fires it off the backboards. Maslin trying to fight back. Schwalbe deals with him around the net. And Wingrovsky is Schwalbe out of the zone. Geller fields it, fires it off the deflection off the net.
Time slowly ticking away. HANC's been going with their main players for the last few minutes. So the question is, what are they going to do now? I mean, now that you're down to crunch time.
Timeout left.
They have a timeout left. The question is, do they use it?
Now they have Benjamin Hill and Walkenfeld. The draw. And Schanzer into the corner. Kept in by Selim. Hill a shot. Goes high. Walkenfeld now with the corner against Lavie, and Lavie will be able to bring it up, and offsides on Schanzer. Four minutes, 6 seconds left in the third period. And Schanzer cannot clear that, and it's covered by Fortgang.
So under 4 minutes to go. One team season going to be at an end in that span unless HANC can rally for 2 goals in the last 4 minutes of the game.
I don't know if they could do it, as Fortgang's been a brick wall in net tonight. Hill on the draw with Lavie, and it gets back into the corner. Amsterdam loses the battle to Steffi Jonas. Unger's shot stopped. Jonas cannot pocket the rebound. Walkenfeld clears it. Hill hustling hard there, but Lavie clears it out. A phenomenal game has been played by Ozzy Lavie tonight. And Selim gets by Jonas. A little collision with the ref there. And Kushner makes a nice move, brings it up. Kushner a shot, stopped by Fortgang. Another nice save from Gil Fortgang. And goalie Geller and Amselem, a little miscommunication, but Amselem can control it. Jonas and Unger fighting behind the net. And it's cleared, and Fortgang will hold. Now I'd like to see HANC use a timeout.
I think they might. Well, no, because they have. Wingrovsky and Maslin are still on the bench. That's the main scoreline, but they're going to put the Berg line on now instead.
Rosenberg and Goldenberg, and Wingrovsky said something to the coach. I can't tell what. Obviously.
Maslin. Oh, maybe Wingrovsky needs another shift because they just another second off because they just put Maslin out there with Goldenberg.
Yeah. So Kushner and Stroke.
So it looks like Wingrovsky may have waved off a shift right there.
Corner behind the net, Schanzer. He could not get it to go. And Goldenberg into the corner with Best. And Maslin takes it. Maslin with Best on him. Good play by Best, and Schanzer can bring it out. And Rosenberg puts it in the corner. Rosenberg spins, fires to the middle. Stops. Rosenberg gets it back. Behind the net with Sroka on him. Schanzer, pass out to the point, and breakaway for Kushner. Shoots, stop by Fort Gang has misplayed the ball at the point. Kushner had room, one of their best chances of the night. Odd man rush for SAR. Rosenberg can get, fires wide.
If he had a pass, Shanzer was wide open cutting through the middle. He tried to shoot that.
And centers knocked away. Kushner used his glove to take it, but as per usual, the SAR defense can clear with Sam Schwalbe doing that. Rosenberg with Goldenberg getting the clear.
We're going to get an offsides.
Offsides.
So 1:54 left in the game. Winner moves on to the semifinals to face either Hafter or MTA. Winner of that game tomorrow night.
And I would like to see a timeout and then a goalie pull, maybe. Geller should start heading to the bench, maybe.
Well, they got their main players out there, so Hank has the people it wants. Well, and they just, hey, you got what you wished for. There you go.
And I assume Geller will either start at around the makeshift arc there and head to the bench. But as long as Hank can win the face-off, but if SAR wins it and hits it forward, he'll revert back.
Right. Obviously, as a coach, you'd rather have the face-off be deep in the other team's zone. Here at the high line, anything can happen. Deep, you at least have the opportunity to see how play develops and pull the goalie off. Here, if you start pulling the goalie off too early, the shot right into the net.
Yes. So, what do you think the Hank head coach is saying to his team right now?
Well, if I'm him, I'm telling them, all you need right now is one goal. Let's just spend the next minute getting one goal, and then we'll worry about the second one after that. But right now, we just need to pull it back within one, because that means that very next shot can go in. You guys showed it earlier. 1 minute is all you need to get 2 goals. It doesn't take much time. Last year, my junior high team, it was a scoreless game throughout. 4.5 minutes left. Flatbush scores a goal on us. We're down 1-0. 45 seconds later, we're up 2-1. All it takes are 2 shots. Right now, the goal is just get that first one. Don't worry about the fact that it's 3-1. Just make it 3-2, and then worry about the shot after that.
Unger, Schwalbe, Lavie, and can't see the other. Apologize. Okay, just for now, we'll say Kushner.
It's Weiss.
That's Weiss. Kushner, Maslin, Langrovsky, and Amsalam on for SAO. On for Hank. Apologize. Face off. Controlled there. Maslin gets it back, and Schwalbe pokes it out, using his speed, gets it in the corner. Trying to kill time. Doubled by Kushner and Maslin. Wraps it around, and Unger gets to it. Dumps it back in. Schwalbe goes to work, and penalty.
And that's going to put an end to everything here. The senior.
That was the last moment, possibly, on the court.
Well, he may get 8 seconds, but I think at this point, if it's anything less than 8 seconds, Hank's emptying their bench. Because a 4-1 lead, at this point, 138, that might be too much, especially because they haven't really been able to muster anything, even strength, most of the night.
SAR's defense has had a phenomenal night, and Geller makes a save there. He's played well, but not well enough.
He's had to. Ball's been in front of him the entire night.
Definitely, maybe Hank's defense is very fatigued. They rotated 3 defensemen, and it's hard to do that.
Oh, almost went in the net.
And they did not have their strongest game as a unit. And Rosenberg was flying into the boards, moving.
Oh, off the
and
crossbar.
Hits the crossbar. Hank needs a goal. Rosenberg, Kushner fires wide.
Under a minute to go.
And Weiss makes a move, going up, odd man rush, swings it back. Weiss shot stopped by Geller. Rebound, Weiss to Rosenberg, and that.
Nice heads-up play by Amsalam there.
Rosenberg back.
Oh, wow, goal!
And Rosenberg will ice the game! Josh Rosenberg!
That'll do it. 42 seconds left. 4-1 game. Josh Rosenberg puts the exclamation point on an SAR, what will be an SAR victory in 42 seconds.
And that sums up the night. Geller stands on his head, does all he could, makes 1, 2, 3 great saves, but the 4th he couldn't make.
He's had to do that the entire night, and unfortunately in those sequences, it's come back to bite Hank in the backside.
42 seconds left, Elliot. Who would you say the 3 stars of the game are?
I'd love to say that with 1 goal given up, it's Gilad Forking, but he hasn't really done much. He hasn't had to really do much tonight. I wouldn't say he's done nothing, but he's done what he's needed to. I think that you got to credit Jacob Unger with a great game tonight. I think that Rosenberg has been. You can't really just pick 3, and that's what I said at the opening. This team is just a group of stars.
It's the beauty of this team. And a loud SAR chant and a whistle. And the fans are going wild for their hometown team.
Think about it, 4 different goal scorers. You had Schwalbe, you had Weiss, you had Jonas, and Rosenberg. How do you pick 1 out of those guys?
And what was your prediction for this game?
I said 4-2.
4-2, maybe.
So close. I'll take, again, if I can get the JV game perfectly, I'll take 1 goal on this one. We'll average it out to a half a goal. Unless Hank can score 1 right here to make it a perfect night for me.
I'm selling behind the net, 16 seconds left, and he loses it. Geller will play it in the corner. That is...
I'm curious. Hank got another penalty? Hank got another penalty? I don't know why.
Delayed penalty. Buzzer. And SAR will advance.
I guess Joshua Ingrosky had a penalty at the end of the game.
And they will play the winner of the Hafter MTA game.
That game taking place tomorrow night in Hafter. If Hafter wins that game, the game will take place in Hafter, as Hafter is the higher seed. If MTA pulls off the upset, that game will occur here sometime over the next week.
And the beauty, the handshake line, one of the best parts of hockey. And
it's tough to see for these seniors. I had the privilege of coaching several of these guys when they were just starting out, 7th grade, 8th grade. Some of them, no, none of these guys 6th grade. But just to see this being the end of their career, it's just like, as a coach, knowing what many of them have gone through over the last 6 years, like it's beautiful, but it's a tough thing. It's a celebration of their career, but all the while you feel for them.
Yes. So it's been a very good night. And Noah and Howie Falkenstein exchanged with Noah Insler. He called a great game tonight.
Yeah, there's no the refereeing had. Nobody can say the refereeing had anything to do with this game. The refs were on their game tonight, no question.
So SAR will advance. Hank goes home sad. A great game tonight. A balanced scoring attack. Phenomenal goaltending by Fort Gang. So with that, I'm Joey McGillner.
And I'm Elliot Weiselberg.
Have a good night. Thank you for listening.